I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA Review. Today is March 17, Tuesday, 2026. Hope you had a good day today. So we've been discussing a couple ideas yesterday because it's FOMC week and also a rollover contract. It's going to be, price is going to be definitely hard to figure out, and it's going to be skewed. It's going to be there's not going to be a lot of perfection. There's going to be a lot of things that are wrong, and not even trading it is a great idea. But general speaking, you still got some moves in the day. But I had this idea. First idea is where we came in, we rated that so to see if we wanted to come Tuesday, leak in, and then Asia London bring it in to take out that low, kind of get back into this present week gap. They're dangling that, they did not, and then come back up, and then we'll see, something like a barcode idea. And then we talked about, I expected a bearish day yesterday, but see, we didn't get that with Asia and London's price action. And then I'll give you the understanding of how the other idea I had, depending on the seasonal data, is that pull back here and then we make a new high and then push back, right? And that's actually what we've done so far. So where are the writings on the wall for that is going to definitely let you know here. As you see, we get the pullback here, and then we came deep enough. This is so I'm using the continuous contracts first in balance because of the way that they, just so you know, this is a scam. I mean, when they get all these different charts and all different levels, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, how can that in itself? I don't care what anyone says. You got your scientific reason or fucking reason. It doesn't matter to me. That's a scam. So I sometimes have trouble in the rollovers, trying to dictate my annotations on the chart and this and that sometimes. But that's why on the continuous contract, I make sure to get the first imbalance of the month there, because of the fact that I'm going to lose it once we go into a new contract, right? So in this case, you can see we opened up and we just gapped up like that. See that? So in this case, I'm still using this here. The levels, look at the levels here. So we've already switched to NQM, as I was saying yesterday in the video. And you can go look at the open interest is higher, I think, at this time now on the M. But if you were to go to the old continuous contract, you'll notice how spotty it gets. Like even if I was to just open this 1 minute, if I go into NQH back to the original one, you'll see it's very gappy, illiquid, and all that type of thing, right? So you'll see a lot more gaps here. This is still kind of running strong, but look at these gaps here, like even before the session starts, you just know that for that reason alone. But anyways, so I had to redo the whole chart. It's gonna look different than what I've showed yesterday. So I had to go through the old gaps, and then it's pretty dirty when I use the indicator. Look at this. If someone can, I don't even understand what the fuck this is. If someone wants to explain to me what this is, I don't know. But why is Thursday a short day? And then it literally, Friday is like, it's like it doesn't exist. It's like it's literally one candle at midnight. This is the hourly chart, right? If I go to a 4-hour, you still see it. Look at this. What the fuck is this? I don't know, and I don't care if I don't know. I'm not stupid if you think I am, and I don't care. I don't know what it is. I haven't done the research, and I don't fucking care. So it doesn't matter to me. Point is that when I use the indicator, it's got this big block right here, and I'm like, bro, that is not a new opening gap. I don't understand. It goes from Friday to Sunday right away. So it's like, I don't understand how that is a gap. But you're whatever. Maybe I don't know. But anyways, the reason I'm saying it is so now I had to manually draw these old gaps, right? So and I'm just using up in the just the past like 6, 5 that I drew here, and I got this big one here. So just so we know from future moving forward that I have this one here. This is from March 1st. And I'm not dragging it over because it's just going to be too sloppy. So I'm going to leave it in the cut here, and then I have it quadded. When we came up today, we basically fell short of that. So we were in this lower quadrant here, from the 25 to the 50 price action here. And let me get into the video. Now I'm making it long, and this is so stupid. It's not stupid, but I mean, I feel like it is. But I'm highlighting the daily imbalance here of March 12th. So we came back in it, and I mentioned in yesterday's video very clear, if you paid attention, that it's possible that we come back up again, right? And that's fine, it's no big deal. So and now we hit an overbought, but if you there's a couple ways to do this daily imbalance. And I'm not going to do, switching this and toggle it to set and all that, where now it shows the volume imbalance here. Here it doesn't show that. So for some others it does. I don't know why it doesn't for me. And that's more proof of scamming to me. But I'm going to put this back, take this offset. And then you can see that we still have a gap in between that, right? So I'm hot. So you see that right there? Here, I don't have a gap here, down here at the open. You see how you see how this open is higher than the low? So there's no gap there. So I'm going to do it this way, okay? I'm going to highlight the gap to the top, and that's going to be the imbalance. Now it's going to make more sense when you see price action in here. But right now we are, we're still bearish because at the point that we have these 3 consecutive candles and they're in control. There's no change of delivery on the daily. So the daily is still bearish. Okay. If I go to a 4-hour, you'll see that, is this a shift of structure? Well, I don't know. Could be. That's why I drew that this possibility of the higher high and higher low. Okay. Well, I'm just talking real time here. We have a change of delivery over these 2 candles, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean just like here, just like let's say when this pushed down right here, we still pushed up and then came back down. Nice speaker there, right? Even in this case here, we popped up and then we still sold off. But it's still early to say. But I'm just gonna say on the daily is still bearish. The 4-hour, this could be a possible shift. So is that helpful? No, because we're still stuck in this situation where we broke out the range, but we're right back in it, and there's no follow through. Right now you could see that the bearish imbalance is in control, I'll say. And then here with this pullback, nice pullback here, a little too easy. So I expected Asia and London to have, if it was going to be a bearish day, here's the open of the day right here in that little red line right there. You see that? You can see it on the 1 minute here, right there. Anyways, back to the 15-minute over here. And hit the opening range gap here of yesterday. So we came back and we pretty much damn near hit the 50%. We're in the top quadrant of this first imbalance of the month. And then, pretty much in the top quadrant. So just a nice retrace. And if you do a fib there, it's, probably a dead 50, a little bit under a 50. But you got the fair delivery, and then they did this shit in Asia. And then they're selling the idea that it's selling with this movement here. In a classic buy day, bullish day, you will get this price action where it just retraces nicely and then it pushes up. Dude, 8:30 and pre 9 o'clock has already pushed the price up here. That is not a bearish day. Okay, so I can't expect a reversal profile either, right? So it's not like I said possibly that we came back up one more time to then do this. When I said that, you would have to see A, come straight down, right? Keep going. B, it'd have to push up first from here. It'd have to go up and then pull back. This is definitely more of a bullish classic buy day, especially you get this last raid. You have this inversion on this candle here, and then we kind of buy from it. This is a consolidation. It could be setting up for a sell model, but excuse me. Let me take some water. Hold on. So, and then this bullish imbalance, a breakout area, and then it bought, right, and shot straight through. But again, price shouldn't be here. This is not going to be a bearish day. So we have the top previous day's high. You're looking at, okay, well, where's liquidity? Where's imbalance? What is the goal of the algorithm? Down here, you have imbalance because it's straight buying. Breakout areas as well from these lower highs that we bust through. And then you had the previous day's high. What's above here is that you have the previous day's high, and then now you can see me. I have the quadrants here. Plus we have all the selling from this guy. So here, let me go to a 1 hour. You can see right here when we break this. So we break this low here, right? So we break low, and then we break, and then we pop up for that lower high, right? So, and then we break again, right? So that low. Look at to the right, the 25,100 area. And then you'll see, even if you look at this low here, it's whatever. The logic is that this is a break clean. So I was getting money on the sells here, remember? As you go watch the previous day videos if you haven't, but this is coming right back to, I have this projection here, and then the 2 to 2.5, and then we popping back up into this breakout area, which is pretty deep. For it to continue lower, it's just, to me now, it's getting very difficult to roll with that roll with that idea. Definitely tomorrow is going to give us some better understanding, but that's what the logic is. And as you can see, this little swing high right here on the 12th, if you go over to Dow, where are you? If you go over to Dow, that's that little swing guy right there. See that on the 12th? See, Dow took that out. We have a divergence. S&P didn't take that out. See how they fell short of it? And we also fell short of it. So that understanding, I understand that, popping up to get this guy here, we're already up here. So it's like, and then to squeeze some more of these guys up here that we're selling, and so on. So that's just giving you the narrative of the day. So the day, if it's gonna buy, generally speaking, it'll pull back. London will make the low, and then since the low is set in London, and we've already took out Asia, the top side is most likely in play. And if you get an open low high close day for a classic buy day, then you'll get this here, right? And then settle off, right? So you get the push down, the open, you get the accumulating of the sells, the manipulation pushing down and of the AM, and then the D is the distribution side. So now that you see that this classic buy profile day, I'm going to start the video now and go into the 1 minute chart so you can actually see what I'm doing. So this is the levels that I pretty much saw and recognized with. I can go into more detail as the time goes, but for now, this is what it is. I also have this projection. If you remember me doing the projection yesterday, well, this time I'm going to, I'm going to even maybe try to go to it real quick, just for complete sake, and just to show it to you. So I had done a couple ways. Originally, I had it like this, okay? And then what I have done is I moved it to this. And now you'll see that 3.5 to 4 is sitting up there with what? Dead center, the bearish daily imbalance. Can't miss that. So now that I've showed you that, I wanted to make sure that I did. It'll make more sense with, how I caught some of these sells here. So, all right, let's go into it. So now we're coming right above here on the first imbalance. I'm literally blindly using the continuous contract level. So what's it called? Where is it? Here. So you'll see I end up using, if I highlight the box, it says the high is 746 and the low is 683. See that? So I'm literally just copying it over. So I don't know if that's even the a correct way to do this, but it's too spotty on the 1 minute when I go and bar chart and try to go back and try to get the data. But I'm just doing it this way. So right now, so and if I didn't have that on the chart, guess what? You have this breakout area here. You have these last down candles here, this one especially, and then it pops up. So retraces back into the range, this low to this high. If you do the range, that's around 50% as well. And then on the 4 hours, pretty clean too. So you'll see the 4 hour here. And then we had these consecutive 4 down candles here. We popped up above and then we retraced back in to the beginning of those consecutive down candles. So if I was to do a, whoa, what am I doing? I picked the wrong thing, didn't I? Right here, the open. Take a look. Bam. Look. Look how it's the exact same level as the opening range gap 50. Beautiful. So you're telling me that buyers and sellers created this settlement from yesterday and then fucking opened up here, and the 50% of that level is literally those 4 candles. So if I didn't have anything on the chart, I would just mark this level like that. You see that? I would just expect it to retrace back into what? It's a breakout area. It's a change of delivery, and it bought. That's why I said the 4 hour looks like a shift of structure. Possibly. I'm not. I'll be honest with you. I'm damn near still neutral, to be honest. So I just don't see how we're still up here, bro. With all what's going on, it's crazy scamming. And then I want to say something else, but I'll continue first. But so top half, we already got these lows here, and then we've already shifted. So we made a new high, and we're coming up. This is man. There's so much to say, dude. It's a little annoying, to be honest. You have a 15-minute imbalance right here. Right here, just 9 o'clock, 15-minute, and I'm highlighting it here, by the way. And then you'll see that the 50% of that is very close to that 50% as well. And then let me kind of zoom in, man. So here you'll see, okay, so 930 is here. And I have it quadded, obviously that bearish imbalance. And 930 dips below and see this is the low of 930. It's right there. I don't know why they do that with that. Can you see it? It's right there. Right, so there's a low there, and then these lows right there. So it taps in that first that imbalance on the 15-minute. I have it highlighted, right? So it taps in it, and then it's a big wick. This next candle, 931, comes into 50% of it, buys right up. So there's 2 ways I could have done. Damn, this is gonna be a fucking long video if I make it, man. That's so annoying. For me to explain everything, dude. So we get above this bullish imbalance, and there's actually this 927. I didn't draw it, but there's a bearish imbalance as well, which would be an inversion. And then we come with 931 candle, or 932. I'm sorry, 932 candle. You see it bounces right on top, and it's taking off. It's buying. Where is it going? It's hunting. I have this first circle here. This first circle here is because the previous day's high is right there. You're going to ask yourself, are we taking out the previous day's high or previous day's low? Well, when you're up here, that question is automatically answered. I'm taking out the previous day's high. If that's the case, then I'm looking for either a buy to run it, or I'm looking to sell it to come back in the range once it's expanded. So this is pretty much a retracement as of now. And that's debatable, because this could just be a retracement here coming up here before we break lower, so let me not get too into that right now. But so anyways, buys up. This is a momentum buy, a buy stop buy. That's the only way to really get involved here, or bouncing. Look how it closes this 931 and opens 932 on the daily imbalance. Also, besides the breakout areas that I've been discussing, you'll notice that the daily low here, which is this low, March 11th, Wednesday, that low, look to the right, and you'll see that that's a breakout. right? So, but I'm using the gap. Remember that. You have to include the gaps. Um, but in general speaking, that's a breakout area. So it would be that low right there, which I think I discussed this already, right? So that would be that daily, that low. Anyways, I think I'm talking too much. So knowing that once you get above here, why am I circling also the 25 quadrant? Because it's the 25 quadrant, right? You have that, you have the daily high and then the quadrant. Now, after this, I would have drawn another circle, but it would have been this 50. Why? Because of what I just explained with this low here, all the shit I was saying and all that, and it being the 50. So we run to it. Watch this. Yo, there's so much shit to say. Runs to it, right? And I immediately take this sell here. We break that up candle with the highest body, this 949. We have the macro kicking in. We have closure bodies below these two consecutive candles. So this is a change in delivery. You don't have that here. You have these consecutive candles all up here. We're resting on the 25%. This is the first imbalance as well. God, this is going to be annoying. There's so much to say. And then again, price is going to be a little fickle because of what's going on, but it wasn't that bad. To be honest with you, yesterday was fucking bogus, but today was decent. But anyways, so we're using this, and this is the first drive, so you expect an expansion back up to get more of what I've been discussing to the left of the chart. And look at the the +2 standard deviation on Asia. You'll see that that's literally nested with the 50% exactly. That being all said, we raid up here, and then we fall short of that 75% or whatever. And then I immediately take the sell. Once we break underneath this candle, we come down and we come back up. I expect to use this as an inversion. I'm going to show the trades only because it's just going to make it fucking easier, dude. It's so annoying. It really is. I'm using two contracts here, and I like the flow here. Originally, we were on an overbought. I'm selling it down to an oversold. I understand that the 930 is going to be key to hit at minimum. I have the projection here. I end up doing this projection a little wrong, but it's still actually right to use it in the intraday near term of price action. So we've already rated up here, right? And then I'm projecting the high there and then the low candle, right? I'm using that little range. You see the -1 is here. Easy buying here. So they're pushing it back to retrace. I'm also possibly bearish, but that's not going to happen for the reversal. I expect it to retrace. I don't necessarily want to buy up here either. It's like, fuck off, bro. It's like you didn't give it for New York in with the retrace here. You end up having us buy here. Like it's been very challenging to be trading New York. So I have to maneuver that way, knowing that they're fucking got us all fucked up. I'm not going to go trade Asia. It's just, I'm not going to go change my entire, trading career, plans of trading. It's not going to happen. So they can fuck off, until things just get back to normal. But I have to understand that this flow, look at it. It's already a bullish day. It's already a bullish day. So I'm getting in tune. I end up, if this is going to be a bullish day, generally speaking, it's a buy, sell, buy. So it turns into, you get the dump, pump, right? And then once it pumps, it's the buy, sell, buy. I talk about it on this channel all the time. It's a general model that I have here with a bullish classic day. How am I involved? I could have bought here, did not. I missed move 1. What am I doing here? I'm clearly selling move 2. Right? And then how do I know this is it? Well, because of the fact of what I've discussed to the left, we're in this daily understanding. We do have a divergence on Dow that took it out and we did not. And then I have these push-up candles. I got them both highlighted, and I'm expecting them to invert. So as you see, you're like, how did I get this entry? Well, because I was just saying this up candle right there, this guy, that little guy right there, we broke through and then we closed. So that's a change of delivery here. Notice we don't have that here. These 3 candles push up. We just retrace in here. Then it pushes up again, and it's just a little bull flag. You know what I'm saying? So then it raises up, right? Because people are thinking that they're going to try to sell this. No, raise up again. Then I'm ready to sell. Why? Because of what I'm discussing. So you see, we get this closure. We come right back into this bullish, this top bullish imbalance and this lower one. Okay. At the time, I'm waiting for this high to make a low to then make a lower high. Literally on a fib. If you go put let me tell you something. This is going to either be a failed high. You're looking for a classic a raid, break, retrace. You have that fractally happening here, right there. But here, you're not getting that here. What you are getting is this is going to be way too much to talk about. It didn't matter. And this is even a fib too. I'll even do it this way. Watch this shit. You're going to be like, bro, no way. I know. But this is what I expect if I'm catching a sell. Why aren't you? What the fuck, man? Am I tripping? What is the problem? Hold on. Wasn't I just doing that? That's weird. I don't know. Anyways, who cares? I don't care how long this video is. It is what it is. Right when that makes a high, this candle, this 9:47, bro. It makes the high, it makes the low here. Okay, what does it do? It pushes all the way back up, what? To an 88 on the fib. Let me zoom in. I make videos long. See this fib here? See how it retrace? So, and then it pushed up. Boom, stops. That's actually an entry. I'm not taking that because I don't have confirmation. That was just a retrace and it could be pushing straight up to get into here. Guess what? It's at 50% of the wick, coincidentally, and then it sells from there. It's also at the 88. Now I'm going to move this one more time. I'm going to move this here. That's already a lower high. Now I'm going to put the fib on that lower high to this lower low. Now you have this candle here. This is the last candle that broke, but it's the highest candle with body. So this is the order block I'm using. Supply wick, supply candle. See this? See this? Consecutive. Once we close, that's a change of delivery. You're going to say, well, what if it just came into the imbalance here? And yes, that's possible. It could have went up. It's so true, but it did not. So guess what? I'm looking at this as, you're going to see my entry. Can't make this shit up, dude. 101.25. It has already broke and it came back up. As soon as it popped back up, let's go back to it. I can't do more than this for anyone, so it is what it is. This up candle, that's when I saw the up candle. It came in, it tagged to 79. It took out this 951 candle. See how it comes a hair above it? Why? Because they know somebody pushed sell here. They dragging the stop. Also, and it's a breakout area. That's why I have this blue candle, the low showing. Look at the bodies stopping. I see all this. That's what I want. Then I'm going to use these two imbalances as an inversion later. I'm doing it before. I'm seeing this before it happens, right? It has to do this if it's selling. If it's not doing that, then that's not working. I get immediate feedback. And my stop loss is initially here. Okay? We pop in. We make another low. Now I drag that imbalance over. Boom, look at the bodies staying inside, starting to wither. Wick, no bodies, all wicks. Now it's working right there. See how it's not working? See how it's working right there? Then we literally open. This is the 50%, by the way. That's the 50%. Then we end up opening and shooting down. Now guess what? It's another lower low. And then a lower high. Now you drag this out. I didn't drag it out because I didn't want it to. I'm using the bearish imbalance here first, right? It's a breakout area. It pushes back up. And then if you drag this over, you'll see that the bodies are staying there with that imbalance as well. I'm expecting all of these things. Just beautiful. This is actually beautiful. What am I doing? I'm taking it to an oversold. I'm taking it to the easy liquidity buying and the push out area. At this point, I have it projected this way. You'll see the negative one is here. And why am I circling it like this? Well, because this is a minimum. So I have the first imbalance of the day, all right, which is the 930, 31, 32 candle, right? And you see this is a breakout area as well. It was an easy buy. Again, back to the story of why, because the previous day's high is right there. So anyways, we push up and I'm selling back in. I'm getting some drives down, and I'm trying to allow it to see. Got a little imbalance there. It pops in. I highlight it. This is the 25 quadrant. Don't forget, we tag it right there and we break underneath it. And we're coming underneath. We come back into this. I did not draw this. There's a bearish imbalance right there. And then we rush for the 930. So now, guess what? The goal was to sell back into this first imbalance, in general speaking. And then underneath that is what I'm more interested in, this 930 level into the 50%. So guess what? I'm trailing it and I get this big candle. And then at this point, I'm like, dude, I have to just let it tag me if it's going to tag. It ends up being an engulfing candle. But notice how we came into the minimum area of where I wanted to go. That being said, we also have these lows here. Remember the 930 low and then those lows. So we have these equal lows here. And then you're going to see me change. I'm going to go to the next screen here. I can't even show this. Before I even explain this trade, okay, let me just talk here. I end up getting out right there, as you see. It engulfs. We hit the 930 area. Now I have it adjusted. Keep in mind, I have it adjusted to the actual 2 candles only. Before I included that wick. And this is more prominent. So now I meant to do this, actually, to be honest. I just didn't. Whatever. So this didn't matter. But now that you see me using just the 2 candles that are moving up, you're going to say, what about these? Well, it's too minute. It's whatever. So 1 and 1.5 is here, and then you have 2 to 2.5 is here. Okay. And, what's it called? Oh God, I'm already tired. So we push up. Listen to this. We push up here, right? And then we have this inversion sitting here. This is a change of delivery. Notice how the candle closes above that candle, the down candle. Right? Notice how you don't have that happening anywhere here. That's why I took this sell, because we had a change of delivery here. The blue line I should be drawing it there. The first candle that pushes up. I'm using this as an entry method. Okay? Doesn't mean it's still wrong. I'm just saying this is a change of delivery right here. So I buy it. Pushes up. It takes me out. You just saw it. Fucking took me out. Right? I buy it. This is what you don't see. Then I get this bullshit price action. Now, why am I buying it here? Because I realize it's a classic buy day. I don't expect this to reverse. I don't. I already know. It's possible that it does fucking reverse, but guess what? Not like a day before or tomorrow. Okay? And today specifically, if we're talking about it, I already know that if it's a buy, sell, buy, I expect it to. So the buy was the first move. I do not get involved. I sell the second move, and then I buy the next move. So buy, sell, buy. So 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to make that as simple. I'm not trying to get all the market. I'm just flowing with what I understand how these classic buy days look like. Okay, so it pushes up. As soon as this closes here, right above there, I push buy. Okay, I'm entered right here. You can't see the trade because I don't have it. It fucking stopped me out. And I didn't even bother. But you can see pushes up here. And then we're inside this imbalance here. Okay, the blue one. We keep coming in it, coming out, coming in it. We're at the 50%. We're fucking at the 25%. It's annoying. And then it pushes up. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, so we're pushing up. I expect to now get into here. Why? Because any classic buy day with a retracement and an expansion, you get your retracement here, which is this as of at that moment, and then you will expect. I mean, in a perfect world too. I mean, I'm expecting something so perfect to happen, but I mean, it's the price action isn't bad, so I'm fucking rolling with it. And then guess what? We push up. I expect a new high. Why? Because then we get the new high there. And then, I'm sorry, the classic buy day will have the retracement expansion. A retracement has one retracement inside. It's that next phase. And then we retrace, and then we expand again for the close to be somewhere up higher. The average daily range, let me get into that now. Fuck me. The average daily range, the low here was sitting at 727, I believe. And then the average daily range was 400 and some points. I was like, how is it lower? Well, actually, because I think of yesterday's price action, it made it lower. So 400 points, 727 plus 400 is what? That would be 25,127. But notice how we've already kind of came to it. I mean, we didn't hit 127, but we are 400 some points. So we are kind of already there, right? That's another reason why I sold this, by the way, because I knew at minimum I would like to come back into this area. Okay. So that being said, I'm buying it. I'm buying it here, and then it's holding. Okay, it's cool, fine. And then it pushes up. I get this bullish imbalance. Now I'm going to treat this price action, this area, just like this. It has to buy from here if it's buying. If it does not, I'm flipping around. I'm flipping and selling, going the other way. Why? Because I understand that we have this low that they put in, and then we have the equal lows. The low at 930, and then we have that low. And then we have this. This is the reason why I was also talking about this area. When I highlighted it to begin with, I knew this was a minimum, but I'm squeezing out. It took me out. I wanted it to stretch in there. I didn't get that. But I still understand what's here, right? Because I'm already highlighting it. In this screenshot, there's no way to not show the trades, to explain all this, to show you what I'm thinking. I have this highlighted here. I have this highlighted where from the 50, I wanted to see if it was now becoming maybe a reversal day, because that's still fucking possible. Not like this though, not with this kind of straight up move. And then I would have rather have seen this do this before it pushed back up this deep. You know what I'm saying? If it was going to be a reversal profile. And that's just a side note, but just in case it wanted to stretch, I knew the minimum was, look where I have it. I have it very fucking specific. Just like I was very specific at the 930 here. Look at this 50% right there at the opening range gap. Now, you'll see that I have this projection here. I have the -2, and I also did this still wrong. I still should have also maybe used the bodies, which I'm going to show you in a second. But I have the -2 there. I have the -5. Notice I'm measuring. So by the way, I'm sorry. Before I took the sell here, I was going to aim for here, and we come right back into it, and we close here. That's not a good sign technically, but we would have to push through. Guess what it does? It comes up. We're at the 50 of this daily bearish imbalance. Remember that. And I know that. So I'm like, okay, well, what are we going to do? So it's pauses here. I'm like, okay, this last up candle, I have it highlighted in blue right there. See that? We come up, we fell short. We come right back. We're playing around in here. It's taking too long too. And then we push up. We stop again. And we get these wicks. See the wicks? See the bodies? They came right back in. You do not want to see that if you're buying. Then guess what you do? It does this right here. I'm telling you right now, as soon, and this is me, split decision. That's why I don't have the screenshot. Because right when this fucking broke here, I'm not even going to highlight this. You would think, oh, well, that's a bearish imbalance there with a bullish. Isn't that a balanced price rate? Isn't that a reversal? Yeah, it's true. And it's strong price action. But guess what? I know that this is here. I know what kind of day this is and all that fuckery. So I'm like, dude, I'm immediately flipping bias right here. So it's breaking here. It's breaking this low, and we're going right through it. I don't expect it to retrace here and buy back up. That shit over with for me. And I was right. Why? Because I know this is a lower high. Look at the 50. We're fucking look at the body sitting on the 15-minute. We're already. You can see that right on the 15-minute right there. See that to the left, and on the 4-hour. Take a look here. Look at the 4-hour. How it stopped on that 50, and then we're pretty much opening on the 50. So the 10 o'clock candle is, I believe it was this one. Oh boy. The 10 o'clock candle was, let me zoom out here. This is kind of crazy. This guy, right? Wasn't it this one? Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. So the 10 o'clock candle, the open of the 4-hour, the 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 4-hour fucking candle is right here. See this? 10 o'clock? See, that's the open. Look to the right. Look to the right. Look to the right. Look how we come right to it, but we never go above it. So they've already created the wick. It's dirty. We can't even get above it. This is going to now push back down. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to explain here. So I expect the 4-hour candle to come back in the previous 4-hour candle. Why? It's to wipe out the late buyers and the easy momentum. Very simple logic there. And then this is my entry method. Breaking this candle low. Because now I'm using this as it's inverting. Look at it. Look how this opens here. And it's opening on the 50 and then pushing out. Immediately push in. So it comes down. No coincidence, right? No shit. So it takes this out, comes to squeeze this, because I saw this as buying. When the when the volume was pushing up, the momentum was pushing, I was like, this is a big fucking candle. That's why I started squeezing it. I was actually going to be squeezing it lower, but I really didn't even have the time. And I move a lot slower right now. So that being said here, look how it closed. You see that right there? So right there, I pushed buy here. This was where my entry was. And I was holding it. And then it started coming again. I was like, I'm done. Fucking done. Fuck off. Done. Right? And then, so they came down to here to attack that. And now guess what? We're outside of the daily bearish imbalance. Right there. A little hair below. Here's an old weak gap. I'm not even going to discuss that. It's not important right now. And then what does it do? We have this bearish imbalance right here. We shoot up right into it. I'm already in. Notice, I'm already in. I allow that bitch to come all the way back. Because guess what? We broke this low now. And to be honest, I should generally speaking have waited for this low to break. But I was already using this as an inversion. Right? And then I was on the right side. I understood all these things that we're discussing. And then you see it pops up. Oh, look at the 25%. Look at the 25% of the daily gap. Look at the body stopping right there. So there's a bearish imbalance. It shoots up. That's an entry inside here. And then, again, like I said, I could have drawn this here. I did not. I didn't want it to be sloppy. I could have done that though. And it would have still worked. I'm going to do it now. This looks like it's going to be a long video. Who's doing this fire though? Bam. Take a look at that. I didn't have it drawn. I didn't need it. But I knew it. As you see here, look at the opened from that bearish imbalance. That's why I pushed it right away. I knew what time it was. And then look at the bodies here. And then now there's no bodies here. Look at from 11:06 all the way till 11:20. No bodies inside it. And we're tagging underneath it. Oh, you can't make this shit up, my bro. And then if I drag this one over, you don't say. Yeah. Because we're not, first of all, this price action, you shouldn't even be seeing this if we're bullish. And I don't want to see this. I want to see it continue up. Now you drag that over and you can see that, look at the bodies underneath it. Fire. I didn't do that because I didn't want to make this shit messy. But because I have this bearish imbalance. Where's the high of it? Right there. Your stop should be above that, first of all. Number two, which is why I didn't choke it. Number two, you can see that the middle candle doesn't even get hit right there. And then you got the 25% body sitting right there. Look at that. The stops right there. I could do this all day. You know I could do this all day. Look where so my stop was initially, obviously it had to have been above here. So my stop was here, above that candle. Right there. We popped up and then I moved it a hair underneath here, underneath this guy. And then I don't want it to come above this bearish one that I have not drawn, right? And it pops up. And then I immediately move the stop loss into break even, literally, while it's sitting here. Because if it's going to go any higher, motherfucker, it's over. I'm not doing it. Guess what? Breaks down, low, lower high, low, lower high. Oh, look at the bearish imbalance. Look at that right there. When the price was right here, I remember the whole day. When the price was right here, I was shitting bricks for a second. I was like, look at that body right there, dude. It might push up, right? And I was like, I was right the whole time, right? You know, but nope. Sure enough, stopped dead on its tracks, opened. Look how it fucking sold from it. Dude, it has to sell from there. Otherwise, it's wrong. It's just that simple. And then I have this inversion here. I highlighted that. See how it came through it? I'm using that as an inversion. Doesn't really work well until we make another low. And then we pop underneath it. Bing. See that? Whatever. This is a little extra tidbit. But now guess what's happening? Bodies are decreasing outside of the gap. Of the daily gap. And what am I rushing for? Now the targets. Back to this conversation. You can see I have highlighted the whole range from this high to this low. Where's 0.25? Right there. And then where's 0.5? Right there. Okay? And look how I've got this highlighted right there. That's the 50. I just want to see if we could reach in. Now, at this point, I'm like, okay, well, we might be reversing here. But at the same time, in a classic buy day, if this was as we discuss, buy, sell, buy, the problem with that is that, and I have to go to this to draw it, what they could have done is this, where they put that internal liquidity, so it's a buy, sell, buy. You see that? So, and I know this looks funny, but in that gist, what did they do? They put liquidity in here. They put another guy here. They made it fail. Okay. Hold on. They made it fail. All right. And then they got back into the opening range, just like they fucking did with this shit here. Right? Same idea. And then they buy up. Guess what it did? It didn't do that, but it did buy up. Look what, when it came here, did it push back up? Yeah. Now we're stuck here. Right? Looks like it's about to gap up even. Or down. But, you know, most likely up. Because, I mean, right now, right now, intraday, the trend is moving up. So, in a buy, sell, buy day, I'm not making this shit up, people. Just hold on. I have seen it where they'll do that. So, the buy, sell, buy, would have been great just to buy it back up, which I did. And then it fucking failed on me. But then guess what I did, playa? I got that bitch down, right? Okay, but look. As it comes back, I get squeezed out. You get squeezed out, and you'll see that at this point, you get these big stretched candles. I have to be able to squeeze it out. Now, I'm already doing too much and I'm already happy with my result. So, point blank, get out. Okay, cool. Here, what do? You see me get squeezed out on that candle right there. Right? We push up. Another low, a lower high to a lower low. We take that guy out, and then we get into my buddy here. See this? See the 0.5 and the 50%? See how they're nested together? Now I fixed it. Yeah. I fixed it here. You can see the body is now only using the projection. Look at the 2 to 2.5. It makes more sense. So the 1 and 1.5 is here. Notice how we came right into it. 930 level. Okay, cool. The 2 to 2.5 is here. And then you can see that, you know, dead center is like pretty much where we're at here. And this is just a little cleaner, in my opinion. But look, notice how when we made that low, we popped up, we made another low, and then we rejected, came right back in. We closed back in. And then what are they doing? Well, because this is London closed, that's why I sold it. Because I expect a reversal possibly in London close as a London close reversal. So that's what I am doing here. And then I'm getting a piece of this pie, and sure enough, they fucked around the rest of the day. But because time is involved, London close pushing out, okay, and then now London close is here. So what does now lunch do? Well, lunch immediately raids that guy, and then it spends the rest of the time pushing back up. See that? Why? Because this was easy selling, my dude. For once you broke, forget this low. Forget even me. Forget me catching the break here. They're coming back up because they knew. Yo, I listen. If it's breaking through this low, you shouldn't see that. Number one. Number two, it should not be doing this. It shouldn't be breaking this. The price, motherfucker. If the price is right here and we broke this low, yo, that's a lower high getting developed. And we rushing through. That's why they came back to where? Right where I fucking was. You see what I'm saying? That's why you gotta take profit. So, as you'll see, they're just inching their way up with these little retracement, higher highs, higher lows. I don't know if it's expanding or if it's retracing. That's a whole other fucking conversation that I haven't even talked about. And 50 minutes, and Jesus. Yeah, dude. Anyways, man, that's that. And then, had to catch my breath. Came all the way back where? Oh, you don't say, buddy. 25%. So they wicked that guy right there. You see that guy, that little guy right there? See that motherfucker right there? They got him. See that? Because why? We was selling. Yo, that right there. That's why I gave up. I gave it. And you're seeing me prove that logic. Real time. Yeah, you're like, dude, I would love to see you trade real live and all this. Man, maybe one day. But man, let me tell you. I'm not with my health the way it is, dude. That's for sure. You know, but I got too much ADD, man. But we tagged that. We squeezed the people to the left. And then let me move forward, right? Fuck. We also had a divergence right there just on the 5-minute candles. We had Dow with a little higher high on the 940 candle, and no, I'm sorry, the lower high, here to the 940 and the 945, and then you had higher highs here. All right, man, push down, and then we also had that divergence. Remember I told you about with Dow taking out that 12th high, swing high. We came down here. I bought this at the last second, got out, and then we actually had a higher low. I didn't even draw that, did I? But when we were down here, we had lower lows here with Dow, and we had higher lows right there. And then we also had this. I didn't draw it, but here. It was a higher low right there. And then that pushed us up, but then it failed on me. Remember? So it was a lower high, and I knew it could have been a lower high. Yo, look, listen. I mean, if you want to keep it simple, I could have also just put a fib from here to here, right? Let me use this guy since he's fucking right there. I'm gonna push him out right there. All right, I'm just gonna take the high and the low, dude. See how it came to the 79 right there? Bam. That's why I knew, and I was already weary. Like, oh shit, I need you to keep going, baby. And sure enough, it did not. And then that 50 says it all. That 50 says it all. So yeah, man, this is fire, bro. And then you had a nice little divergence, fanning up, higher high there, and then you had lower highs there. We sold off. All right, once we got down here, we had a higher low there, and then we pushed back up. And then we're just fucking literally going sideways because of what's tomorrow. And that's the point. It's like, God, there's so much I need to say still, man. Damn. So I have things to do. That's why. And then I'm gonna go to stop. I'm gonna start doing it from a top down, 1 hour. This was, it was leaking still lower a little bit, and then they came to sweep these guys right here, that liquidity there, and then go to a 5-minute, no 5 minute, yeah, and then as you can see here, we were what's it called? We were pushing down here, pushing down, pushing down, pushing down while we're pushing up. Okay. And then this raid here, this is that lower high that I switched from. So we got lower low and a lower low here. All right. And then that's the double top from over here. So the double top here, that's the low. And then we remember VIX rated it again. Well, that raid, and which is the lowest low for VIX, which would be up here, flipped. This is our lower high. And I saw that. That was the other reason, and I'm giving you straight up. This is their other reason, and we were on an oversold here, and it was a divergence as well. This was screaming buy. Okay, so this, look what time it is, 10:45. Okay, 10:45. What time is it here? 10:45. See this? This is the same idea. That was the reason why that's why I flipped bias right there. Instead of waiting for it to break here, pop up for a lower high, and then raid this low, that would have been probably more safer, I would say. But I had this on my picture. So then we pushed up. And once we got here, that was where I got out and I bought. And it failed on me. No, I'm sorry. No. I did not. I apologize. I did not. This is when I was done. Got out of the trade and was done. Didn't fuck around. And then this was those two lows that we made at the 50% when I got out. And then it bought up for the rest of the day, but then VIX sold, is what I'm trying to say. And that's another reason why I was thinking about buying when we were here. Not because I'm trying to get all the market, but because I'm just flowing with the flow. I'm just keeping it that simple. Anyways, so dollar also pushing down back into this gaps here and momentum and breakout area. So that was also the signifying factor that, you know, we're pushing up more. But at the timing, I had to leave it alone. So yeah, this is gonna look ugly, man, with this new contract. And I mean, to me, this still looks bearish though. The way they pushed back in, and you might say, well, this contract now shows that they took out that low. Look at how show you how fucking scamming these people are. YMH20. So look at these bastards. Look how they didn't take the low now. All right. So with that being said, is it possible that we have of them like rug pulling and then this is a shift of structure? I don't think so. I still think this is fucking bearish. I mean, the price is still down here. It's still kind of funny. This is going to be very difficult. I'm going to have to now reference this all the time. All these the continuous contracts. But the biggest rug pull will be that everyone thought it was going to sell and keep selling. And then what they did was, because it took so long, I mean, Dow looks fucking normal, oh, damn near, as far as it retracing back. I still want to say that it's either going to buy from here or push a little lower first to wipe out these guys right here. So, you know, and I don't have this fucking, I'm not doing all that extra shit. But looking at it right now, the daily is still bearish. 1,000 fucking percent. So there's no, you know, a little overbought, a little oversold here. There's plenty of room to push up. Do they use this FOMC race to push it back up? And then they're talking about, oh, the war is going to be another 2 weeks at least. And man, if that's the case, bro, we should be selling. 1,000% we should be selling. But they're going to use the excuse for inflation. And then guess what? If it buys from here, then we're all going to say, I knew it. Right? But then you thought that was the case and it was going to keep buying constantly. And then guess what? They still bring it down and sell it. And then that's when you say, I fucking knew it. So, dude, not a good time, right? It's just not a good time. It's just not flowing. But I can't fight it. I got to be flexible. So right now it's looking like it's pushing up, but the daily is still bearish here and blah, blah, blah. And, oh my God, I'm talking way too much. Here's a real pump dump. See, this is nice, right? So this is in this case, it's already above the previous day's high. And then in this case, with that being the case, it's a buy, sell. It doesn't work out, right? Oh, so what they doing, and this could just be a big retrace, this is, if we keep it simple, this is an expansion through, and this is a retrace. So fine, and that's how I played it. When I was playing it, I was playing it in that sense of, okay, I'm going to look at this simply as an expansion and a retrace. That's why I caught sold sell number 2. I bought this move to be an expansion back to continue. Guess what? That didn't happen, and then I decided to flip the script and say this is a pump and then dump possibly, right? So and when things don't work out, it's because of it being this type of time that we're in, and the day before tomorrow, and all that. It's not working out, so I look at it as a shakeout. What does a shakeout look like? Well, I'm gonna see a fucking speaker. You're gonna get this high and this low. See, you made this high and you made drives up, and then you turn around and you made this low and you made lows down. So low, lower, lower, higher, higher. Right? You see that? You see, I don't know if you can see that, but then it turns out to be in a way a shakeout day. But if we kept it even more simple, then I'm doing way too much, man. And in the simple terms here, this is I can just say this is just a retracement, and I could have bought this, correct, but I was already done with the day, already done, and this was already kind of like funky. So, all right, moving forward, but this is a more pump dump, because in the time of the day, you're gonna spend most of the day retracing. Why? Because you've already had this stupid ass expansion. So you expect most of the day keeping the price down, right? And that's just how it ended up rolling, right? All right, so that's that. And then if it's a buy sell, if it's a pump dump, notice how once it pumps, and then it turns into the dump part, it's a sell buy sell. You can be, what are you talking about, bro? Yeah, I'm telling you, this is my play. These are my understandings. What happens? Pumps, sells, buys, sells. Buys, sells. Right? See the flow? The lower, 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 high, that leg is going to come in because this is where you're at. And then, anyways, and we didn't seal it. So that's why I was saying we could have came in lower. We did not. Okay, moving forward, fucking S&P pushes up. Could be a shift in structure, or this is just making a swing high. So lower high to the left, high, lower high to the right. That's just what I'm saying right now. I don't know. And then let me go back into ESH 2026. And they didn't do that. Okay. Anyway, I just still feel this is bogus. Look how so now we might have a divergence on our hands on our daily, where we have higher lows with S&P. Let me flip it back just before I forget. Higher lows with S&P, higher lows with Nas, and fucking and lower lows with Dow. So push this up nicely, right? Hope you learned something, right? And back to S&P. What did I say here? So notice how this dead center again. So it's like, okay, okay. So this is a lot more cleaner for the see what I mean? So pump, dump, pump, sell, buy, and then yeah, that's why I knew to flip the script, because it was pretty much turning into that. Longer retracement, it is what it is. I've talked way too much. And then the kicker was also, by the way, NVIDIA. Because, I mean, it's like, dude, you got this big wick, no body in it. We pop in and we're facing down most of the day. You got this gap here, by the way. And then that's why I was interested in those two cells that I took, and I didn't buy it. Because I just felt like it was going to just fall out of the bed. But, hey, man, what you going to do, man? I said too much. That 3.5 to 4 was there. So this is where we are. If we're bullish, you're going to want to see this bearish imbalance turn into an inversion. And then the next upside goal, right back to this, I'm not even going to draw it again. So, well, I do have to draw it because we didn't make a new high here. So let me draw it again. So if we're looking for that liquidity hunt weak profile, then and now that we've rated it, I would expect Asia and London to really come down. All right, and then come back up. Wait a minute. Did I say that right? It was today, Tuesday. Yeah. So Wednesday. Hold on a second. So fuck. Yeah, this is tough. So Monday, Tuesday, the high. But we'd have to already Asia, London have to really push it down. I wake up, and then they've pushed it down. For Wednesday, doesn't matter where it goes, and then we end up pushing back up for like Thursday, and then we sell off finally. Sorry, I know that I made that really fucking confusing. So that's what's left on the bearish side. Okay. If it's not doing this, then I think we're going right. Now I don't have to draw that other one. I'm going to stick with this one. No. Yeah. Why did I just get away from it? Where'd I go? Yeah. I'm going to say then this. We pushed up, we're retracing, we buy back up again. And then obviously your goal would be now to get to these highs here. All right. So that's going to be these equal pool here. And then we're using this bearish daily imbalance as inversion, where we're using it as support. And then now we're using the same idea here. And then now you can say, wow, that was the biggest rug pull ever. All right. And say, time served all this time. It was really just a big consolidation. And then it expanded. The gap is kind of hinting that as well, dude. So I don't even know, bro. Like, you're going to have to immediately have a big push candle. That's why I was saying that I would wanted to see Tuesday being a bearish candle, and tomorrow, well, do you see it taking out the previous? If it pops up first to take out the previous day high first, then that has maybe a higher chance for us to sink back down. And that goes right back to my crazy drawing that I just drew. I mean, if this is going to be a swing high right here and there's no bodies inside that's a good sign for being bearish too. So, bro, I mean, I'm kind of saying it's back to fucking almost neutral, bro. I know you don't want to hear that, but this is what it is. It's going to be really interesting. So, man, do you see another bullish? I don't know. I'm just going to have to get more data and see what happens. I might not even trade tomorrow at all either. To be honest, I'll just wait for Thursday morning, and then we'll continue there because I'll have that more information that we're lacking here. You guys take care, and God bless.